So the story that I want to tell is about is a ski story. I love skiing. I love to go up on the mountain. And for me, skiing stories are kind of like my fishing stories. You know that the jumps that I go on, everything is so much bigger than they actually are. But they're so fun to tell, and they're so fun to listen to. And I love getting together with buddies and just talking about the mountain and talking about skiing. Well, this particular ski story happened last year. I was up with my buddy Steve. We were supposed to work. We were both ski instructors last year, and we were supposed to be working, but we convinced our supervisor to let us off that day. And so we were out just free skiing, just between the two of us, and kind of going over some jumps and had some good tree runs in there. But this particular run that we were going down, we went into the half pipe, and um, we talked to each other, about it wasn't the first time we'd gone through the half pipe that day, um, but we were talking to one another about ways in which we could improve our half pipe riding. He was giving me some specific specific techniques and ways in which I could improve my skiing, and I was getting out of the half pipe, and he's like, "Oh, that's really cool. Work on this a little bit to get better." Well, this particular run was going down. I felt really, really great. I was coming out of the pipe, a few feet out, and these pipes are huge. When you think of a half pipe, you look at it and it doesn't seem that big until you get into it. It's an 18-foot half pipe, and so the walls are just straight up. And as you're skiing back and forth, you become parallel with the ground. You become level, and so your body becomes perpendicular to the sidewall, and you're 18 feet off the ground or off the base of the pipe. It's quite intimidating. And so when you come out of that pipe, it's quite exhilarating. And then you turn around while you're in the air, and then your skis touch back down. Well, I had this great run. Um, I was coming out of the pipe, a good foot or two. I turn around. I had a few grabs in there as well, and I was just getting some great air. And down towards the end of the pipe, I was so exhilarated. I'm like, I can get one more wall ride up, and in. And so I did towards the bottom of the pipe. I, it was the right side. I went up, and that's all I remember. What had happened, my buddy Steve, he told me that I came down and my skis kind of clipped the deck of the half pipe, because towards the bottom of the half pipe, it's the walls aren't 18 feet anymore. It gets a little bit shallower as it comes to an end, and so they don't have as much vertical climb on them. And what it did is it shot me over the deck of the half pipe. And so when I came back down, my skis clipped the deck of the half pipe, and it slammed me, kind of slingshotted me back down around and hit the sidewall of the pipe and knocked me out cold. I was out for about 2 or 3 minutes, out completely unconscious. And my buddy told me, said finally, after what seemed like an eternity, I kind of came to, and I'm like, whoa, dude, what happened? Where am I? And he told me exactly, went through all the details. He said every 30 seconds, it was like a memory reset. Next thing I was like, oh, dude, what happened? Where am I? And I had just told him, or he had just told me what had happened. Well, my first memory was finally about 20 or 30 minutes after the initial crash, the initial accident. And there's a ski patrollers. Were all around me. They asked me, what day it was. They asked me what year it was. And the only question that I was able to answer correctly was who our president was. But my first memory was them putting an oxygen mask on my face. And after that, memory kind of slowly started coming back. By the time I got down to the clinic at the bottom of the hill, I knew what day it was. I knew what I had been up there doing. I knew that my buddy Steve was with me, and I had pieced together that run before that, and pieced together that I went up on it was at the bottom of the half pipe, and the skier's right. But I don't remember hitting. I don't remember any of that. And they rushed me down the mountain in an ambulance, um, and everything checked out okay. They did a CAT scan on me, and no serious injury. The doctor told me to make sure I don't, because I had deemed I had a concussion, and so he said make sure you don't use your brain anymore. And I said, oh, that's not a problem. I don't use it anyway. Thus the condition that I found myself in. Um, but that's one ski story that will forever live on in my memory, and as kind of in my toolbox of ski stories.